I'm going to say exactly what I said to the football team. Unique football game, some unique plays. I think you can walk off the field and have an awkward feeling in your stomach. And the bottom line is the Jacks won, and that's our goal: find a way to win. And man, this is a special football team in terms of maturity. And you can disagree with that based on some of the things that happen on the field, but it is. And they understand that, man, you're blessed when you make the errors, some of the errors we did, and still win the football game. So let's clear those up, clean those up, and just lead forward. So bottom line, we're 1-0 this week, and I got to get some guys healthy, but I'm excited about it. And Terry Allen, again, put a good football team out on the field. And I wish him the best in terms of the games down the road, obviously. He's a dear friend and a good football coach, and I expect they're going to win a bunch of games yet this year.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, your thoughts on the offense? I guess just squandering a bunch of opportunities your defense handed to them. What do you think was standing in their way?
Well, there's always 22 guys out on the field, and I'll give some credit to Missouri State. The gut feeling is we weren't on edge enough, and that was the concern all week, based on whatever ranking or whatever records there were. And the only thing I'd be able to tell you is after I look at the film, where guys not doing or we're going 90%, whatever. But that was different, and that was disappointing, and it could have changed the game, obviously, had we taken advantage of those opportunities.
But the interceptions, it looked like, I think, ended up with 3, at least 2 of them really forced. Your thoughts on, is that a case of Austin just trying to make a play? Because it's been a frustrating, first 5 games for him and for the past game.
Yeah, I don't know. Possibly. I thought Austin played better tonight, even with that, than he had the last game. And so, again, there's 22 guys out there, and if I'm on coaching defense against Austin Sumner, I think I'm going to win some of those battles. And they did, but in the end, again, we won the football game.
Coach, do you feel that tonight was a game where the defense really set you guys up for victory?
A lot of plays, a lot of big plays, yeah. And it wasn't easy because of their spread and their skill, and obviously that back was hard for us to tackle in the open field. But yeah, I mean, there are a huge number of unique big plays in that football game, and penalties. I mean, that's unacceptable. That just was unique. I'll leave it at that.
You mentioned going up against your spread offense. How much of a challenge was that preparing for Missouri State this week?
Well, really, we thought they were going to be more up-tempo. We thought they would be even faster to the line and faster with their plays. And so our scout team did an unbelievable job, which is really hard. When you can't look at a card all the time, you have to memorize plays. So I, like we always do, give a ton of credit to our scout team. Obviously, the back is, again, hard for us to tackle. And I thought their quarterback did a really nice job of when we got close to him. He knew where the receivers were going to be, and he let the ball go. And a couple times we made a play, and a couple times they made plays. So
the defensive unit's been able to get quite a few sacks throughout the last few games. It was a little frustrating that the guys weren't able to get to the quarterback as much tonight.
I think it's frustrating, but they don't. They understand that. Just do your job. And sometimes you're blessed to get a sack, and sometimes you get a tackle, and sometimes you have to usher the ball to somebody else. So, again, I'm going to go back to what I said and cover that question. This is a unique football team. And they didn't go in the locker room hanging their head because we didn't get sacks. They went in the locker room excited we won the football game.
Coach, your defense, again, got put on the field a few times when it looked like your offense was going to be positioned to kind of take control. Ross and Doug Pete and other guys all season have said they kind of relish that, being sort of up against it and having to make a stand. Is it just sort of a personality thing, or is there something personnel-wise where you feel like they're kind of suited to make those stops?
It starts with our coaching staff. When we turn the ball over or we give them the ball on the positive side of their field, our coaching staff acts like it's a challenge. It acts like it's that nobody's throwing a clipboard or hanging their head. They're saying, let's go out and do our job, and it starts there, and then those things permeate your football program. And then obviously the player has to accept that mentality, and our guys do. They're winners. So when I say this is a special football team, I'm not talking about athletic ability. You know, that remains to be seen how we match up against different teams. I'm saying the heartbeat of this football team, the spirit, the leadership, remains to be, really special.
Did you talk to Godley after?
I did.
After you ran that was, I mean,
Twice.
the case of a kid trying to make a play, but sort of should have been smarter than that.
Yeah, I mean, again, he did make the play.
Right.
He made a great play because he went up and intercepted the ball. Again, we are blessed to have made the mistakes we made in that football game, not capitalizing the field position, like you said, and win the football game. And because it wasn't easy against, it wasn't like we marched the field and squandered those times down by the goal line. So it's a blessing to win and be able to cure those errors right away.
I know you guys don't keep track of this stuff, but Zenner's kind of a value record to this point in the season. Had another big long one today. Your thoughts on his role today, which is a little different, not as many 10 and 12-yard runs as he had. He just kind of kept grinding them out.
Yeah, well, you grow used to him going 60, 70, 80 yards, and I'm not so sure if we didn't relax a little bit as a football program, because we kind of fell off a little bit as an offense after that. But Coach Eisnes reminded me that's our offense, and if he goes 70 yards on a run, that's the deal. And so I thought Missouri State got off of blocks really well, and it wasn't one guy tackling Zach Zenner; it was a bunch of guys tackling him. So credit to their coordinator and their players.
You feel like they stacked more against the run even than Indiana State, or not necessarily?
I do because again, when we threw the ball, they seemed to be able to latch onto our receivers pretty well a lot of times. We really hit some stuff crossing the field, but when we went vertical or we sat down, they did a nice job. So I think a number of guys were close to the ball, and then their skill guys took care of or attempted to take care of our guys.
Can you touch on being 4-1 and going into the bye week in the middle of the season, unlike having the bye week at a different part like you have the last few years?
Yeah, I'm excited for our football team. I'm proud of our football team. The bye week comes at a perfect time for us. Ideally, we make right decisions in terms of how we practice our players and bring them back, because we do have some guys that are beat up. It's fun to be able to have the bye week at this time. It's really a perfect timing.
What do you hope to get done? A balance of trying to sharpen things and rest guys and mix the stuff?
Yeah, the rest guys should be automatic. We're going to lean towards back to the basics, back to fundamentals, rather than scheme for a team real early. We found you do that in fall camp, and whether it's real or not, players are used to going Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and preparing for a team, and we'll have more time than that. So we're going to spend more time on fundamentals. Get them healthy.
Anything else, Coach?
On the health front, Castle and Hediger, I think, didn't play in the second half.
Castle did play in the second
Oh, yeah,
half.
okay.
He came back. He regained his grip strength. Chris Tracy's injured. We need to get him checked out. And then David Hediger went to the hospital. So that's a concern because he's a good football player.
That was at halftime?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Tracy got nicked up in the first half, played in the second. Did he get hurt again, or do you just mean?
No, he just
he played through it.
Yeah, he played through.
He made that pick after being
Yep.
hurt, I guess.
Yep. After I said he was hobbling around, he goes and calls me a liar and makes a play. So I like that.
And then last thing, just on having the bye in the middle, most of your guys haven't been in that situation before. There's a rhythm to this season that you touched on a little bit. How do you kind of coach them and how to handle that? And it's something you haven't been through before.
Yeah, I think I'll go back to, I hate to bore you to death, but I think our players are going to watch that tape and say, I can't wait to get out to practice on Tuesday to work on this stuff. They're not a team that rolls their eyes. I mean, they're eager to follow opportunities to get better and take opportunities to get better. So a special group of guys. So they may think we should practice more, to be honest with you. I really do. But we'll get them healthy and we'll get some things cured.
Take a couple days off.
We'll take Monday and Friday, Saturday off. Yeah. Anything else?
Thanks.